If you've been following our progress up to this point, then you are likely aware of how far we've come in the effort to bring a playable tech demo to reality for the next major entry into the Frontiers Reach universe. This is a big one for us, and we're getting more and more amped for it every day. And for those who are now just joining, I'd like to do an introduction. This is Frontiers Reach, a dark atom punk universe where humanity achieved its golden dream in the stars and then lost it through selfishness, neglect, and an interstellar civil war that tore apart what little remained of human unity amongst the stars. In Frontiers Reach Mercenaries, we explore the Age of Tarnish, an era in which the frontier of human civilization in space is under constant threat from the miscreants born out of its own misguided decisions, and the point in time when humanity finds out it is no longer alone in the galaxy. In January 2025, the project lead laid out a roadmap for how to build a playable tech demo for Frontiers Reach Mercenaries. That roadmap included several key areas required to bring the whole thing to life and was separated into 3 phases. Phase 1 was all about creating an interesting world and rigging up character movement in that world, both on the ground and in the air. Phase 2 involved populating that world with interesting places to visit, creatures to hunt, and enemies to fight. It also included laying out the foundation for the warring factions to create a dynamic sandbox for players to interact with. Phase 3 included expanding the faction mechanics to make faction wars possible, working out scenario mechanics, and adding gear for players to collect and purchase. While there is still more to do, and some of the features are currently being reworked in terms of their implementation, as of August 20th, we are now about 75% of the way through the roadmap. It's important to understand that this did not start at the beginning of 2025. Everything we're doing now technically began all the way back in 2015 as sketches, notes, and lore snippets, but a number of the mechanics have been worked on with previous smaller games starting all the way back in 2020. The scenario management tools are one such mechanic. And while we intend to submit the tech demo for the Epic Mega Grant in the hopes of securing enough funding to facilitate moving the game to Unreal Engine 5, our current plan involves sticking it out with Unity and releasing the game on Steam in the first quarter of 2027. While we have everything we need to make a rich single-player experience, the goal for Frontiers Reach Mercenaries has always been to create a universe that can be shared with friends. Ideally, players will have the option to either go it alone or set up private servers either on their own machines or through a service like Gportal or Nitrado. Internally, the plan is to support a 4-player cooperative experience, but to allow private servers to host as many as 8 to 12 players. And when you first join a game or load up your character, you'll start on a carrier. The carrier is your home amongst the stars. When you first start, you'll be able to give it a name and choose a logo for it. And as you acquire resources and money, you'll be able to upgrade it. Over time, your once humble home in the stars will become a hulking war machine capable of delivering orbital bombardment in support of your operations on the ground. It will also serve as a place for you to craft and store vehicles, weapons, and other valuable assets. And it will include a social space where you can relax with your friends and display your hunting trophies. Last but not least, when the time comes, you and your friends will load up into the carrier and travel to other planets where more adventures await. In order to make multiplayer a reality and to continue expanding the game beyond its initial launch, we're looking to begin crowdfunding through Patreon. While we've explored other means of funding, crowdfunding via Patreon genuinely seems to be the best fit moving forward. Those who support us in this manner will have access to the tech demo and be given keys to the Frontiers Reach Mercenaries game and its subsequent DLCs after the official game goes live. Additionally, all subscribers will get their names entered into the credits of every game made for the Frontiers Reach universe, no matter how long you subscribed for. Last but not least, each subscriber tier will have access to the unique skin for the Masterwork hand cannon. This hand cannon was created in collaboration with our Discord community, and a similar process will be followed for every new Masterwork weapon added. It should be mentioned that subscribing at any tier will give you access to the perks of lower tiers. After the official release of the game, subscriptions via Patreon will continue. While further expansions will be released as DLC on Steam, those who subscribe via Patreon will not be required to purchase those expansions and instead will receive keys for them. Our goal is to create a universe where you can live out the fantasy of being a space mercenary on the edge of civilization, either alone or with friends. And to achieve this, we aim to create handcrafted maps, where the content that plays out on those maps is procedurally generated from dynamic parameters derived from the current state of the map, where factions fight for control over resources and points of interest, and where even the indigenous wildlife can overrun a once bustling settlement. But we're also looking to tell a story, an epic tale of unity against seemingly insurmountable odds, one that includes an ancient alien civilization that has awoken from its 1,000-year slumber beneath the moon Frontier's reach. And in the process, you, a once humble mercenary making your way through the galaxy, will become a legend amongst the stars. Gear up, mercenary. We've got contracts to close.